There are days when the world feels too heavy to carry, when even getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain with no summit, when silence feels louder than words, when your mind whispers that you're not enough, and your heart feels like it's forgotten how to feel at all. This is depression, and if you're here, it means you're still holding on. It means something inside you, however small, still believes there's a way through. Today, I want to walk with you on a gentle path, a path lit by ancient wisdom, the teachings of the Buddha, not as philosophy, but as healing light. Let's take a breath together and begin. 1. Acknowledging suffering without shame. The Buddha's first teaching, the first noble truth, is not a denial of pain, but a bold acknowledgement of it. There is suffering, unlike the modern world, which often tells us to suppress our sadness, pretend we're fine, and hide our struggles. The Buddha did the opposite. He named suffering as a fundamental part of life. Depression is not a defect. It's not your fault. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a form of suffering, real, valid, and deeply human. And the very first step to healing is allowing it to be seen. In Buddhist practice, this is called sati, mindfulness. Not fixing, not running, just being with what is gently and without judgment. When you allow yourself to say, I am suffering, you are already beginning the process of peace. 2. The nature of the mind is like the sky. One of the most beautiful metaphors in Buddhism is this. The mind is like the sky. Thoughts and emotions are just clouds passing by. Depression feels like a storm that will never end. But no matter how dark the clouds, the sky is never destroyed. Underneath the fog of depression, your true nature remains untouched. That quiet stillness, the part of you watching the pain, that's the sky. This teaching reminds us, you are not your depression. You're not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are the awareness behind them, and that awareness is whole. Let the clouds pass. You don't need to force them away. They will go as all things do. 3. Non-attachment, letting go of the inner critic. In depression, a common experience is the inner voice, the harsh, unforgiving narrator that says, you're not doing enough. You're a burden. You'll never feel okay again. This voice clings to identity, to ego, to fear. Buddhism teaches that much of our suffering comes from attachment, not just to possessions or people, but to beliefs about ourselves. What if you didn't have to believe every thought? What if that voice isn't you at all? Try this. The next time your mind says something cruel, pause and say, this is just a thought, not a fact, not a prophecy, just a passing echo in the mind. Like a bird flying across the sky, it will come and it will go. This is anatta, the teaching of not self, the realization that we are not fixed, permanent beings. We are unfolding, changing living beings, and we're allowed to grow, even from sadness. 4. The power of compassion, starting with yourself. The Buddha said, you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. This teaching can feel unreachable in the depths of depression. When you can't feel love for yourself, it's okay. Start with kindness. Imagine a close friend sitting beside you, hurting just like you are now. What would you say to them? What tone would you use? Speak to yourself like that. Gently, softly, without expectation. This is metta, loving kindness. It's not a feeling you have to force. It's a practice, a direction. Even the act of putting your hand over your heart and saying, I'm trying, is a sacred act of compassion. When you offer yourself compassion, you are creating the space for healing. 5. Impermanence, this too shall pass. One of the core teachings of Buddhism is anicca, impermanence. All things arise and all things pass away. When you're in depression, it feels eternal. But nothing in this life is permanent. Not joy, not sorrow, not even this heaviness. Your pain is real, but it is not forever. Try to notice the moments, no matter how small, where the clouds part, the warmth of sunlight on your face, the sound of birds outside your window, a deep breath that feels a little easier. These are reminders. The world is still moving, and so are you. Impermanence means hope, because it means things change, and change is always possible. 6. The healing practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is not about emptying the mind. It's about returning again and again to the present. In depression, the mind often drifts toward regrets of the past or fears of the future. Mindfulness gently says, "Come back. Be here. Just for now." Try this simple practice. Sit in silence. Place your attention on your breath. When your mind wanders, and it will gently return to your breath. Not with frustration, but with kindness. Even one mindful breath is an act of self-care. You don't have to meditate for an hour. You don't have to fix everything today. You just have to return to now. Now is enough. 7. Sangha. You're not alone. In Buddhism, Sangha means community. It is one of the 3 jewels alongside the Buddha and the Dharma. Depression thrives in isolation. It tells you that no one would understand, that you're alone in your pain. But you're not. Across the world, right now, others feel exactly what you feel. And in their pain, they are reaching for light, just like you are now. Let this be a soft invitation. Reach out to a friend, a teacher, a support group, or even just in nature. Even watching this video, you're part of something. You're a part of this Sangha, a silent strength that connects all who suffer and all who heal. 8. Purpose within the pain. Buddhism doesn't ask you to pretend pain is good, but it gently offers the idea that pain can teach. The lotus flower, so central to Buddhist symbolism, only grows in mud. Not in clean water, not in clear skies, but in thick, dark, messy mud. Your depression may be the mud, but you are the lotus still growing, even if you can't see it yet. This pain might one day become your strength, your empathy, your wisdom, your path. You are becoming something, even now. 9. Letting go of the timeline. One of the most compassionate teachings in Buddhism is to let go of the need for control, even over healing. You don't need to be better by tomorrow. You don't need to measure your progress. There's no race, no deadline, no shame in slow healing. Trust the process, even if you don't yet understand it. Just as a candle cannot burn without fire, men cannot live without a spiritual life. Buddha, let this be your spiritual life. To show up, to breathe, to be kind. That is enough. Closing reflection, calm and hopeful. If you are still listening, thank you for being here. Your presence is proof that depression has not taken everything, that you are still willing to listen to hope, even if it's quiet. The Buddha never promised a life without suffering, but he did promise that suffering has a path, a way through. You're already walking that path, and I'm so grateful you are. Let this be your reminder. You are not your depression. You are not broken. You are loved simply for existing. You are healing, even when you can't feel it. Take a breath. You are still here, and that is everything.